You're talking about Mark Messier, you're talking about a latter-day Gordie Howe.
Mark was not talking in the dressing room is when you knew that the other team was in trouble.
For people who believe in astrology, for people who believe in tarot cards, or whatever you believe in, if you're on the Rangers, you believe in Messier.
In the history of the NHL, there are scoring leaders, and then there are leaders of men. Mark Messier was both. Born in Edmonton and raised in St. Albert, Alberta, Messier was built for the game. His father, Doug, was a professional player and coach, meaning hockey was a family business from day one. Messier didn't have the soft hands of prodigy. He had the raw, terrifying power of an athlete who refused to be denied. He was a man-child, 6 feet 2 inches, over 200 pounds, and possessed by a competitive fire that would eventually earn him the nickname the Moose. When the Edmonton Oilers selected him in the 1979 draft, they weren't just picking a winger, they were picking the soul of their future dynasty.
Nothing was too big for him. If there was a challenge, he faced it head on and usually came out on top.
When Mark Messier stepped into that locker room, there came with him the belief that they could go all the way, because this man had done it. He'd done it with Wayne Gretzky in Edmonton. He'd done it without Wayne Gretzky in Edmonton.
For the first decade of his career, Mark Messier played in the largest shadow in sports history, Wayne Gretzky. While Gretzky was the surgeon, Messier was the sledgehammer. On a team filled with future Hall of Famers like Jari Kurri and Paul Coffey, Messier provided the edge. He was a player who would go into the corners, take the hits, and deliver the message that the Oilers would not be bullied. In 1984, he truly arrived. While Gretzky led the team in points, it was Messier who was awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as the playoff MVP. He scored a signature goal in Game 3 of the finals against the Islanders, a coast-to-coast rush that signaled the end of one dynasty and the beginning of another. Messier proved that even on a team of stars, he was a player who could tilt the ice through sheer force of will.
Like Gordie Howe, he was one of the only two players, Gordie being the other, that changed their game, went from being a physical, strong, powerful guy to finesse players, and Mark became one of the best playmakers in the game.
The true test of Mark Messier came in 1988, when Wayne Gretzky was traded to Los Angeles. The hockey world assumed the Oilers dynasty was dead, but Messier, now the captain, had other plans. The 1989-90 season remains one of the greatest individual leadership performances in history. Messier didn't just lead the team in scoring. He willed them through the playoffs. Facing a Ray Bourque-led Boston Bruins in the finals, Messier was a force of nature. When the Oilers hoisted their 5th Stanley Cup in 7 years, their first without Gretzky, it was Messier's face that was covered in sweat and tears. He had proven he could win on his own terms. He won the Hart Trophy as league MVP that year, cementing his status as one of the game's elite centers.
In some respects, it was very good for Mark and his legend, the fact that he could win a cup, be captain of the team, and lead the team.
You can see it on the face of Mark Messier. This one is as sweet as the other four. Maybe a little bit sweeter.
By 1991, the Oilers were dismantling their championship core, and Messier was traded to the New York Rangers. He walked into a locker room in a city that were haunted. The Rangers had won a Stanley Cup since 1940. Messier's impact was immediate. He didn't just change the lines. He changed the culture. He demanded a championship or bust mentality. He took the younger players, like Brian Leetch and Adam Graves, and showed them what it meant to be a professional. In his first season, he won his second Hart Trophy and led the Rangers to the President's Trophy. But in New York, regular season success meant nothing. They wanted the cup, the defining moment of Mark Messier's career, and perhaps the most famous moment in modern NHL history, occurred on May 25, 1994. The Rangers were down 3-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals against their bitter rivals, the New Jersey Devils. Facing elimination on the road, Messier did something unthinkable. He guaranteed a win. The headline, "We'll win tonight," was plastered across every newspaper in New York. It was a massive gamble. If they lost, his legacy in New York would be ruined. But Messier didn't just talk. He delivered. After the Rangers fell behind 2-0, Messier took over the third period, scoring a natural hat trick to lead the Rangers to a 4-2 victory. It wasn't just a game, it was an exorcism. The Rangers went on to win Game 7 in double overtime, and the legend of the Messiah was born.
I've been in the same dressing room, our Canada Cup times, our World Cup times, and He's short, he's sweet, he's right to the point, and what he says is right there.
I see him step on the ice and I'm intimidated. He's got skill, toughness, he's two-way, he's a leader. I think over the past decade, to me, he's been the ultimate player.
The 1994 Stanley Cup final against the Vancouver Canucks was a 7-game war. In the final moments of Game 7 at the Garden, Messier scored the goal that would eventually stand as the Cup winner. When the buzzer sounded, the image of Messier jumping in pure, unbridled joy, nearly crying as he accepted the cup from Gary Bettman, became the iconic image of New York sports. He had done what no other athlete had ever done, captained 2 different franchises to a Stanley Cup. He didn't just break the curse, he shattered it. For the fans in New York, Messier was no longer just a hockey player. He was a god.
He came to win a championship, and he did exactly as he promised.
The latter half of Messier's career saw him take his leadership to Vancouver Canucks, a move that remains controversial to this day. While he struggled to find the same team success in British Columbia, his individual stats continue to climb. He eventually returned to the Rangers in 2000 for a final 4-season run. Even in his 40s, Messier remained a physical presence and a mentor. He passed Gordie Howe for second on the all-time scoring list, a spot he held until being passed by Jaromir Jagr years later. When he finally retired in 2004, he left the game with 6 Stanley Cups, 1,887 points, and a reputation as the greatest leader to ever lace up skates.
I don't think I ever played with someone that loved the game or respected the game more than Mark. He made the game easier for everyone he played with.
A fantastic individual and a fantastic hockey player. He's like one of the greatest humans on this earth.
What made Messier different? It wasn't just the glare or the elbows. Messier understood the psychology of a locker room. He believed in the wolf you feed, the idea that you have to nourish the positive energy within a team. He understood that to lead, you had to earn the consent of those you were leading. He was a student of sports psychology long before it was mainstream, using visualization and the zone to prepare for high-stakes games. This mental toughness is why the NHL eventually named the Leadership Award after him. Today, Mark Messier's legacy is preserved in the rafters of both Rogers Place in Edmonton and Madison Square Garden in New York. He is remembered as the ultimate clutch performer, the man you want on the ice when the season was on the line. He didn't have the effortless grace of Gretzky or the pure speed of McDavid. He had something else, a relentless, intimidating will. He was a moose who could run you over and the messiah who could save a city. He remains the gold standard for what it means to wear the C on a hockey sweater.
He came in and it was just a different feel in the locker room, in the arena, in the sports scene in New York. He was bigger than just the sport.
Mark Messier's story is a testament to the power of belief. He believed he could win without Gretzky. He believed he could end a 54-year curse. And he made everyone around him believe it, too. He was a bridge between the high-scoring 80s and the gritty 90s, mastering both styles of play. He retired as a 6-time champion, but his true stat line isn't found in goals or assists. It's found in the banners he helped raise and the teammates he made better. Mark Messier, the captain of captains, the man who proved that with enough heart, any curse can be broken.